Hi there, everybody. This is Mark Bromley, your favorite artist and author of the Yoranthium book series. And today I have for you an early 1990-91 picture of the study of Japanese ink painting known as Suma-e or Suma-e in English. Sumi-e in Japanese, Suma-e in English. And this is the painting right here. This is called Leaves. Yes, it's a very simple painting back in 91. I got that year right. I wasn't even looking at the picture. And it has a few blades of grass in it, and then it has these vines and these really rudimentary leaves. It was an early study. There's a few others. I'll have to show you the bird and the crab and the things like that that I've created. And yeah, this is on rice paper. And this is basically one of my first ink artworks, just with a brush and ink and onto a piece of paper. This is a very popular style in Japan for shoji doors. You know, the wooden framed paper sliding doors and walls they have. Often they use this style to create an image. Of course, this is a first piece, so this is more complicated than it needed to be. It used more brush strokes than it needed to be. But the whole point of this is to dwindle your artwork down to just one brush stroke and capture the whole image. The fewer brush strokes you can do to create the image that you're trying to create, the better. It's a very difficult method to actually master. However, I was told in the classroom that this is one of the best that they've seen in the class. But, you know, I'm sitting there with a bunch of Americanized students, not actually knowing this form of artwork. And if I'm the best, then I'm wondering what was happening with all the rest of the students in that class at the time. Uh, it's the first time I've done this. Not that I was all into it or anything. There is, it kind of shows right here. I'm sure there's other people that could have actually outdone this work, but you know, it's part of my background now and stuff like that. And you'll see it get better as I show you when I show you the birds and the crab that I did with this. That it has fewer brush strokes in it. And yeah, it's actually quite nice work to do that. And that was one of my first times experiencing it. Like I tell people, college is not about making the artist better. It's actually about teaching the art students how to do many facets of art, many different areas. A lot of people who say that they taught themselves art, they only taught themselves one aspect, only one aspect. Anybody can be good at one thing. But to diversify yourself and be good at several different things will take a lifetime. And that's just a simple truth and a simple fact. And I suppose that's where the American arts gets a little bit off because they start getting kind of crazy. Some of the art education in Colorado is kind of like in North Korea, non-existent, and they claim to be in the arts, such as this Belmar school. Oh, that principal down there, awful, terrible. She is like the nastiest thing to happen to the arts in Colorado in forever because she doesn't think it requires math or reading or any study or intellectual pursuit. Art is all about intellect. It's the highest science, which means you have to learn math, reading, and high science to be able to really truly do real art. I tell people some of my realest art that I've ever did was when I was working the shipyard, incorporating new technologies and new systems into wonderful visual displays of usefulness, of being able to see your fish finder, go out to sea, do your fishing, talk on the radio, maybe watch a satellite television. Putting all that technology, the engines, the power systems, the house battery supply, the engine battery supply, the AC systems that you're using so you can plug in your hair dryer and dry your hair, The whole entire thing is something I used to engineer and design for boats over in shipyards over in San Diego. And I was one of the best, actually, perhaps the best. And yeah, yeah, that's actually the culmination of art, being able to work on high-end items like that. And a lot of people don't really see that that's what art actually is. And it comes from simple techniques like sumi, sumi-e painting style, the Japanese ink painting style. I guess there's many other Asian nations, they call it their own. And yeah, trying to get to a simple art style is a learning process that leads on to bigger and greater things. So always remember, study, learn, do math, learn science, read books, read complicated books. Yoranthium is kind of a complicated book for some. And if you're looking for like a comic book, maybe I'm not the artist for you. Maybe your intelligence isn't high enough if your whole idea is comic books. Because I do art. Remember that. Art is much more complicated, much more intellectual, much more challenging than some of the stuff that we are being told falsely in our public schools, even here, North Korea, Colorado. Yes, Colorado is like the North Korea of the USA because it doesn't share wealth. But you can share wealth with me, and I can do more art. That's why I'm actually making these videos, because I hate living in the North Korea of the United States of America, living in poverty and being told I can't do my artwork, that they want to shove me in a tiny home. You know, they want to crush the artist by shoving walls around them and imprisoning their minds here in Colorado. Help me push back against that. Fund my art, get my t-shirts, donate to me if you can, because we can actually fix the world by taking that money away from Soros and his Emerge group and his politicians and giving it back to the actual artists that don't want his message, that want to tell the children of the Nazis, the globalists, WEF, BlackRock, and all those other lunatics trying to manipulate this world into an awful, ugly world, that we want beauty in this world. Take that money, instead of giving it to politics, give it to artists like me, and then we'll fix the world. Yes, I might be running as a politician, but I'm not a politician. I'm just pissed off. That's why I'm running my campaign. Because the change that they want isn't changey. Changey is change. Change is not change. Remember that. Changey. We have to changey the world. Remember that. It's sung. And you can only sing it in Japan because that's where it belongs. Anyways, you have a great day. And anyways, I'm Mark Bromley, and I'm just having a little bit of fun with my discussions of my art. And this is the leaves and the vines and the grass that I painted back in 1990-91 over at Western University on rice paper. You have a great day. Thank you.